Hey YouTube, Tim Unkert here. In this video, we're going to solve uh, radical equations, okay? So we've got x under a square root. Those are the type of problems we're going to solve. This is an entry-level topic covered in courses labeled college algebra in many universities across the US. So let's get started. This first one, we are solving this. 5 times the square root of x equals 15. So the first thing I need to do is undo the multiplication of 5. And I can do that by dividing both sides by 5. Okay, so on the left-hand side of the equation, the 5's will cancel out. And we'll be left with square root of x equals 15 divided by 5, which is 3. Okay, so we don't want just the square root of x. We want actual x. So to get rid of a square root, we can square that side. And if we square one side, we have to square the other. So I'm going to square this side. And I'm also going to square 3. Okay, so square root of x squared is just x. And then 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. So in this one, we have x equals 9. Now, if you did want to go ahead and check this, you'd do 5 times the square root of 9. Square root of 9 is 3. So 5 times 3, does that equal 15? Yes. Okay. Let's take a look at this next one. A little bit more complex. Under the square root, we have x minus 7. But we still have a multiplication of 4 here, so we have to undo that. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. Four divided by 4, those cancel out. We're left with square root of x minus 7 on this side. And 24 divided by 4 is 6. We want to get rid of the square root here, so I'm going to square this side. And if I square one side, I have to square the other side. Okay, the square root, the square root of x minus 7 squared is just x minus 7. And then we have 6 squared, which is 6 times 6, which is 36. We now want to add 7 to both sides to undo this subtraction of 7. Okay, these will cancel. We're going to be left with x equals 36 plus 7, which is 43. There we go. We've got that problem done. Let's do some more problems. Let's go to problems 3 and 4. And you might want to hit the like button and try these yourselves. And then come back in and see how I did them. Okay, so problem 3, we have 2 times the square root of x plus 3 equals 8. We're going to get rid of the multiplication of 2. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. These are going to cancel. We'll get the square root of x plus 3 equals 8 divided by 2, which is just 4. We want to get rid of the square root, so we've got to square this side. And that means we also have to square this side. So on this side, when we square the square root, we get rid of the square root, and we have x plus 3. On this side, we have 4 times 4, which is 16. Okay, so now we want to get rid of the addition of 3 on x, so I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, doing the inverse operation here. And I get x equals 13. And we're done with this particular problem. Sweet. Next one. This is a little different. We have the square root of x minus 3. All of that divided by 3 equals 3. So first off, we have to undo the division of 3. So we're going to have to multiply both sides by 3. We're going to do the inverse of division, which is multiplication. So on this side, these 3's cancel out. We're left with the square root of x minus 3 which equals 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay, now I want to get rid of this square root here, so I'm going to square both sides. So once I do that, I'm just left with x minus 3 equals 9 squared, which is 81. Okay, so now I'm going to add 3 to both sides. And I'm going to be left, these will cancel out. I'm going to be left with x equals 81 plus 3, which is 84. Okay, so that was problem 4. We're trucking right along. We're going to do 2 more. And you'll see these are getting slightly more complex as we go. So in problem 5 on the left, we have 2 divided by the square root of x equals 8. So I want to get x in the numerator. One way I could do that is I could write this as a fraction, and I could do my cross multiplication. So what I could do is I could do 2 times 1 here, which is just 2. That's going to equal, on the other side, the square root of x times 8. So that's going to equal 8 square roots of x. Okay, as before, we want to isolate x, so we want to divide both sides by 8. So the 8s will cancel out here. 2/8 simplifies to 1/4, and that equals the square root of x. I want to get rid of this square root, so I'm going to square this side. I also have to square this side. 1/4 times 1/4 is 1/16. So x is equal to 1/16. That's our solution for that one. All right, on this side here, problem 6, we can do the cross multiplication. So let's do that. So I'm going to do 4 times 4. That's 16. And that's equal to, get a different color here, if I can, there we go. That's equal to the square root of x minus 2 times 1. Anything times 1 is itself. So it's just equal to the square root of the quantity x minus 2. Okay, we want to get rid of the square root, so we have to square both sides. Sixteen times itself is 256. Let's just check that, make sure I'm right there. So we'll do 16 times 16. So 6 times 6 is 6. 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. And 1 times 6 is 6. And 1 times 1 is 1. We have a 6. This is 5. Bring up the 1. Yep, 256. Okay, so that equals just x minus 2. I want to get rid of the subtraction of 2. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides here. And I'll get x is equal to 258. And we are done. If you like this video and helped you out, please like and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.